I'm Jessika, and now I'm going to tell you something about my childhood. Hello? I am Jessika. Good that you're all here. Then I'm going to tell you something about me. Hi, I am Jessika, and then I tell you something about me. So, not how to paint your face or how to put on dresses, I don't give a shit. Instead, it's gonna be massive. Hi, this is Jessika. And yeah, I think I had a decent childhood. And do you want to know why? Then I tell you about it. Yeah, sounds good. Childhood. I was actually a very contented child. So I had a pretty good childhood. That's reasonable to say. contented child. So I had a pretty good childhood. That's reasonable to say. Father. If he was there, that is. My father is a diplomat, was on the road a lot. But when he was here, then he spent a lot of time with me. Yeah, and then we get there to that farm. I was really excited. I had never seen chicken or pigs, real ones. And they let me feed them and pet the pigs. They had little piglets. Yeah, then came the surprise. He opened the barn for me and there was the farmer's wife, a plump woman. Then there was that dog with lots of babies or lots of puppies, and I could choose one. I really could choose one. I always wanted a dog, and now, yeah, there were puppies, and I fell in love on the spot. Such a little rascal. And I called him VIII and just took it in my arms. Yeah, then I had a dog. And we walked together through the meadows, and I got a dog as a present from my father, my VIII. Yes, my father. So what I never forget is when we just drove off together in his car. I never knew where we were going. He said it's a surprise for me. And the two of us just drove off. It was summer, it was nice outside, we had the windows down, had some music on, sang along, and it was just a nice day. I was so happy to be doing something with him. I didn't know our destination. He didn't want to tell me. And I remember We were on vacation, so we could go on holiday a lot. We really had the money. My parents had such a loud argument, so I made up poems in my room next door to drown out their horrible shouting. For example, in kindergarten, I told the other kids I'd live in a stronghold in the clouds. They all believed that shit. For example, stronghold in the clouds. They all believed that shit. Hello? I liked going to school at that time. So it really was a blast. And I was really good at writing stories. German was my favorite subject. And that one evening, it was a real highlight. We had one of our TV nights going on. So when this was always great, I was allowed to stay up late and watch some movie. Yeah, I was all excited, had lots of Coke, I was allowed to drink that, I had chips, classic. Yeah, and my mother spent the night with some serious drinking, as usual. My father went outside to smoke all the time, he was mad at her too. Yeah, my father was not in the room and my mother tried to pull me up from the floor, but she didn't make it since I didn't want her to. And then she wanted to pick it up from the floor, but that made her stumble because she was too fucked up. Yeah, and then she fell with it to the floor, and then the screaming started. Yeah, so I don't know if she halfway fell on it or whatever. I just heard there was some kind of massive bang. My father also came back. There was a lot of whining going on. My mother was slurring, my father was screaming, and me too was crying because I was scared. Yeah, and they went straight to the hospital with it. And I don't know what it was, but the child kept puking, screaming, crying all night long. My father was completely worried. Yeah, and then I found out later that my mother had told him it was all my fault. She had said to him that I had thrown that child to the floor. Yeah, and I thought this was simply mean because I was trying to explain to him the whole time. So I kept telling him it wasn't me, but he just didn't believe me. And then my father simply left. Took this fucking spoiled, privileged child with him. Yeah, and I was just not good enough or what? What fucking father does that? Yeah, that. My mother simply told me that he's gone now. That he basically moved away from us. In a way, he didn't give a fuck about me. What kind of father is that, huh? What the fuck was he thinking? Son of a... that he basically moved away from us. So even in school, I really hated going to school. It was just unbearable. Well, the only thing that I really liked or loved was to run and leave it all behind. Yeah, and I was pretty good, so it was just the right thing for me. So no one could run as fast as me. That's why I simply was the best. Yeah, I had a really cool gym teacher. Someone who was bent on training me, even after school. That was something he offered me. It was because he saw my potential and wanted to support me, and there even could have been a scholarship. Yeah, and I was really proud that of all students he saw it in me, you know? So he was the only one who made me feel special in a way. Yeah, and then we went to the championships. Only the school's best were invited, and I was the best of the runners. And we get into the stadium, and it's so absolutely packed. It was just incredible. You're running and everyone's screaming and cheering for you. It felt so real. It was total bliss. It was indescribable. Yeah, and then I trained all the time. In nearly every spare second. So, firstly during regular gym class, and then in track and field course that I went to. And my gym teacher, he really is the coolest coach of all. Great. Well, Heinrich would have loved me to disappear from the house. Right from the start, he didn't like me and he made me feel that I annoyed him. That I'm a piece of garbage. And 'cause I couldn't be asked with that face of the son of a bitch, I just spent my time outside. I just didn't want to be home. I couldn't bear it. All that rustling of raising a family. Again, yeah, that worked out fantastic. And went on about marriage and shit. So I was outside all the time. Well, I taught myself to smoke properly, you know, without having to puke. And I went with VIII all the freaking time. And 'cause I couldn't be asked. And 'cause I couldn't be asked with. Yeah, then the big day came up and they had to go to the hospital. Yeah, and then it came home and all totally sweet and new and whatnot. And in any case, Heinrich was totally happy. It was what he was looking for, after all. Some broad he can have a child with. They played happy family and I was simply put out of the game. And my mother grinned moronic like a teeny. Yeah, then she had her Heinrich. Yeah. He moved in with us very quickly. Like some pencil pusher or an office monkey. Yeah, that one time I came home from school and I had received the order at breakfast, clean up your room, and I didn't do it. I enter my room and Heinrich had already cleaned up for me. Let's say he'd riffled through everything. It was all open, lying on the floor, everything open. My diaries, used underwear, all the things that you are somehow ashamed of, or important things and secrets. And it was just lying there so that everyone could see it. Because that fucking asshole loved to humiliate me like that. Yeah, Heinrich. A pretty stern fellow. Really power-hungry man. It definitely was fun for him to mess me up. You could see that. Yeah, and I didn't want to go to school anymore. I just couldn't enjoy it. Just pissed me off. And I didn't want to chat anymore. Just didn't even know what to say. Yeah, and what kind of father is that, huh? What the fuck was he thinking?
Yeah, and my mother, she just kept drinking more and more. Lying around in her own puke. Yeah, or at night, she came to my room crying, whining. She can't be alone, that's all. All the time she was looking for some substitute man.
Yeah, and I just kept withdrawing myself, you know, so either to my room or going out with VIII. My mother sometimes was gone for nights, don't know what she did, probably fucked around, if she could. And my coach told me that I have what it takes and that I have a real chance of getting the scholarship. Then
I could get away from home. And I'd be on the road all the time. And I could do whatever I wanted to do.
It was really just us then, at the gym. And no one else. You could just do whatever you wanted. There I really felt cozy, at home. Just focus on what's important. And then he was standing next to me in the locker room, came up to me and shoved his tongue down my throat. I was totally shocked. I was in a tunnel. I couldn't do anything more. I didn't even think. Just didn't move at all. Let myself be dragged to the floor, like a doll. He pulled my gym shorts down, ripped off my panties and forced himself onto me. Poked around, and once he was done, he just got up and left without a word. Left me lying there. We just like to provoke a little, push and shove. You know, scaring the people just a little. Which is what I did back in the day. Feeling that power when every moron just believes you. Because they are so fucking stupid. People are so stupid, eh? Unbelievable. How scared the people became suddenly, huh? Now they see you. You used to be so invisible. And now they suddenly shit themselves. But I don't want anyone to look at me like that, yeah? I also don't want anyone to fuck with me. And then you just deserve to get beaten up. I think then you just have it coming. Just a few punches in your face. Yeah, and one day there was this guy in our kitchen. Sat there in his washed out underpants. Heinrich. Yeah, and then Heinrich was there every morning. When I had to go to school, he was sitting there. You know, if someone then thinks they should act up giving interviews saying what we're doing is wrong, then don't be surprised if your office is one day on fire, yeah? Yeah? We don't want these kind of people here. This do-gooder shit. These understanders. Hey, they have no idea. They work for this bullshit system. You know, and these people are considered. What kind of system is that? They take care of those people. They gotta tag along, they gotta learn something. Yeah, and what about me? What about us? They wanna undermine it all. I mean, who's gonna be educated here? Us or them? I ain't going back to those scumbags.
Yeah, and then there was this fucking good show. It was so awesome. I had so much fun. I was so fucking wasted. I was dancing and I was screaming. I just thought, fuck yourself. Fuck you all, you stupid fucking dicks, yeah? And then? Yeah? Well, then I met Sasha. What a great guy, man. We were clicking so well. Something was there. And we hit it off right away that day.
It was truly something special, so... Yeah, and just so different. I myself felt so good and... well, so pretty and...
Yeah, Sasha. Dark eyes. like a wolf. When he was holding me in his arms, then I could feel his muscles, and you just felt so protected, and there just was someone there who cared about you. And how he was looking at me, like how he was smiling at me, how he made me love myself. It was just... At that point, I simply started living again. I woke up. At last, there is someone who simply gets how I am, who I am, and who loves me the way I am. I could simply be who I was and was really accepted for it. I didn't have to think about what I said or if it fits right now. No. You are just yourself and you live in this moment. And you just do whatever you feel like. Give a fuck about the others.
Yeah, and then we just went to the lake that night, right after this awesome concert. Each of us all sweaty, all dirty, fully wasted. And so we were on that lake. It's all dark, all alone, gorgeous stars. And we're just laying there, smoking, talking, laughing. And then we all went naked into the lake. It was like being kids again. Yeah, that was true freedom.
He sure won't forget about us. He now has something from us that he must carry around every day, that he can always look at, and then he knows exactly where he comes from, so that he keeps his mouth shut from now on. Yeah, now he's one of us. He wears our marking. How he was whining like a pig before the slaughter. That's what happens if you mess with us, yeah? He sure won't forget about...
We marked our neighborhood. We put tags on it, so everyone will know who lives here and who doesn't have any business here. We have to clean the hood. We don't allow no more kebabs. This is our district. And if you don't get it, you don't deserve nothing else but get beaten up.
First we knocked him down. There he was on the floor. Couldn't even move anymore. Two held him down. Sasha landed another good blow again. And then I ripped his shirt off. Then he was lying there with his fat flabby belly. And we heated up the piece real good, real nice over the fire. I wanted to do it. I told the others, keep him still. Hold that pig real still. Well, and then I took this iron and I burnt our sign right onto his fat chest. That actually burned, and it's dead. Yeah, it's one of us now, no matter what he thinks. He won't forget us anymore. Drinking is all fine and all, but we need to make sure we stay in shape. I know all about that. We have to steel ourselves. And I know exactly what we have to do to stay fit, so we're ready and can react properly. That no one can hurt us. We need to run. We need more stamina. We need the long wind. We are the hunters. And hunters need to be strong. We need to train. And we need a little discipline. Or we need to focus right now. We need to train, be in shape. We need to be strong. So something like at the rally won't repeat itself. So we can't fight back. And when the day has come, yeah, then you won't stand a chance. Sure, in the past it was no deal. You know, back then you maybe had one nigger or something in your class or some kind of Ali. But they became more and more. I mean, what's up with that? I must be able to speak German in my own class. What am I supposed to learn when all I hear is their stuttering? They can't speak a word now, no proper German anymore. I really liked going to school back then, when I was a kid. Fantasy. Yeah, Klaus has been visually impaired since then. Wants nothing to do with anything anymore. He can't do it no more, too much for him. They really broke the guy, you know this?
They destroyed him. They sure didn't manage to do that with us. I won't put up with it anymore. And now, the day will come when we fight back. And they will never forget. We won't put up with it. No one will do this to us again. More than ever. This one's on you. 'Cause now, we sure won't give up. From now on, we're the hunters. And you're the hunted. Nobody's gonna help you. You're all gonna die. Yeah, that was Sasha's idea. After her concert. A cloak and dagger operation. Said we'd just leave now. If we'd leave at night, we could be there in time the next day. Yeah, then we went to the train station. Tickets were bought. Grabbed some beers. And then our journey started. To get to the rally. At first we were like, get off, but that's not our stop. We don't know our way around. Bought the fucking ticket too. But they said, no, you have to get off. Well, we thought, yeah, fuck off. Let's just take the next train or just simply party elsewhere. So we got off. Pigs were watching us. Yeah, and then there was this mob. Full of leftist punks. The whole platform was full. Just punks. We stumbled out of the station, tripped and fell. Sasha came, pulled me back up, and then we just ran. Real panic. All those ticks on our backs. Throwing buttons. Yelling at us. So what do you do, completely lost? Shitty district. I thought, just hide, just get away. When they get us, we would be dead. They beat us up. They'll end us. Okay. Yeah, we were looking out the window. Where they were. They got one of us. Pushed him into the ground. Had a foot on his neck. And they took out some tear gas. And they started spraying, just kept on spraying. They emptied the whole fucking can into his face. Through the gardens, over the fences. Middle of the district, just townhouses everywhere, and not a godforsaken soul around. We jumped in the gardens and they were having barbecues, watching football, looking at us like we're crazy. What are they doing here? And then they see the screaming mob behind us, tearing everything down. They got some of us right away. And we went into a house, we just ran inside. We tried to hide. I mean, the people living there are also not too happy about it. Everybody was scared, of course. But hey, we just totally panicked, even Sasha. I've never seen him like that. I mean, it's fear of death. You know they wanna fuck you. They gonna destroy you. Yeah, and then I hurt myself all the time somehow. Kept on having stupid accidents. Like having a finger smashed in the car door. Or, even worse, slipping in the shower. So I was injured all the time and couldn't train anymore. Yeah, then I realized how stupid this whole sport actually is. That you keep on running, like some moron? Yeah, and then I thought by myself that it works on my nerves. That I'm bored with it now. Yeah, and then I just let it go. So I let it go and quit. Well, we simply live amongst you. Doing regular jobs. Making money like everybody else. Regular life. Like routine. Yeah, we're part of the game. Huh? Work for the state. We even pay our taxes. But we finish you off. You won't even know what hit you. So don't feel too safe. The day of reckoning will come. Make no mistake. Like your lovely amen in the church. Or what you call it. Every country has its own past. And this is part of the country. And it makes this country special and great.
Back to the festival. I mean, no one really slept anyway. That's apart from hopping into the tent real quick to get busy, if you know what I mean. I mean, somehow, sure. I was kinda like his girl, when you know you're the center of attention. And you can actually drag along with the guys. Well, I could chug just as much beer. And we had one smoke after another. It just feels amazing. And the music, full aggression, we danced and we moshed, we pushed them all over. And all of us as a group. Almost like a family. We were the loudest ones. And we did have the most fun of them all. Hey, look at them back there. There was nothing for us to lose. We were simply living the life. You know, fuck what everyone else thought. Just pace up, letting loose. And just do whatever you want. But I just didn't give a fuck about it. Yeah, and when you're not alone with that. When you finally found someone who gets you. You really can overwhelm anyone.
Yeah, the fucking system will fuck us over anyway. Wanna make us become slaves, yeah? And I'm not doing that. You know, before I let the system fuck my life, I fucked the system myself. Yeah, and then we just started roaming the streets. Showed all the fuckers who we were. They are no better than those scumbags. Fucking boozers. Nothing more. That's when it shows who is who. And if they don't fuck off, we just dance on their graves. I want them gone. I don't want any of their business. It's a whole different league, yeah.
nobody would miss them. They'd be gone. And we can go on with our mission, yeah? Traitors must die. Yeah. Gutless genocide. That's what they do. Betraying their own race instead of protecting it. Our race is the most precious thing there is. It's supremacy, yeah? You can't treat it like shit. And if anybody does, they should be executed. Sliced up, hanged, and gassed. Yeah, we started messing with the shelves. Cleared them out good. Fucked it all up. Took it out, opened up, tore up everything. It all was a huge mess of milk, cornflakes, beer, chips. Jumped around in it. Trampled everything. It was just one big mess. As you walked, the rubble crunched. And the guy was thunderstruck. Poor, he was scared. He thought, now they trash my place, then they do the same to me. Then we grabbed him, pushed his face right down onto the floor, and we made him eat the shit off the ground. All the chips, all the mush, all the mash. We pulled him right across the shards. Trashed the whole place. Could use a couple of things which we pocketed. And apart from that, we just wrecked the place. Yeah, it's been empty since then. It's time for a good German shop to open again. A butcher or something. No halal, but a proper piece of pork. Yeah, and then we went in. He was scared shitless, of course. Already knew what was coming up. I mean, it's not the first time we've done something in there. We always took everything we wanted. Some cigarettes or a beer, a few snacks, whatever we needed. A bit like a self-service store. Yeah, and then he thought it's the same old thing again. We just take whatever we wanted. He better shut the fuck up, cause that would be his best option. No, but we were after something else. This time we wanted to wreck the place. Ruin him completely. His whole existence. And destroy the man. Yeah, and then we just went to the lake that night. I just let it all out. And it felt so good. Was true freedom.
Loving. And right away a dig.
Was true freedom. I just let it all out. And it felt so good. Yeah, and then we fell asleep. Right under the stars.
My mother, she is quite okay, I think. Back then, I don't know. She could have... Yeah, and then my mother was pregnant again. It was kind of funny because it went so well the first 2 times. Why not have a third baby? But okay, it's not my problem. Have her moments, her loving moments. My mother is a totally frustrated, miserable person. When I was a child, I didn't get that she often had her mood swings, or why she is happy now and the next moment she cries. But yeah, she has a drinking problem. And he just drank like crazy. Yeah, the rally started Saturday. It was really good that we were there, was really important. And we went back on the train all totally pumped up. Got on the train, wanted to go home. Yeah, having a drink, yelling, singing songs. So we were still in the mood, still pretty high from it. Yeah, and at some point the cops got in. A lot of cops. At some point it was only us at the wagon. And the cops. And then they said, you have to get off at the next station. Yeah, the next few months were actually pretty cool. My father was at home all the time. He hardly ever left at all. And I enjoyed that a lot. So we did lots of things. And he really cared for my mother. She too was in a good mood, really joyful. Yeah, it was a nice time and I was fairly looking forward to my new sibling. Yeah, my mother, she quickly became depressed again. Somehow she couldn't cope with it. She was overwhelmed. And my father had to take care of it all the time. He never even left it alone. He always stayed there by its side all the time, and my mother started drinking again, crying, and all of a sudden things were worse than before. My mother was totally overwhelmed. She just kept on drinking. Yeah, all of a sudden my father stayed home more often. He didn't leave and took care of it instead. Yeah, so I went out with VIII or did stuff all by myself. It was just crawling over the floor and that was annoying. I just wanted to watch a movie and that thing kept crawling around the floor and cried and there was not the best mood going on, but I also wanted to do what I liked. I was all pumped up and I just didn't want to go to bed. I also let myself fall on the floor and started goofing around. He had felt way too safe there, in his shop. It was time to set an example. Show him where he actually belongs, where he actually came from. And he has in fact no business here. Is the guy seriously taking money from us? Us Germans. For his cheap Paki merchandise. You don't get to choose where you're born into. That's fate. You gotta accept that. This is the part where I should say what I've learned, right? My conclusion. Okay. Life is way too short to be angry all the time. There's no point. Just do something. And above all, we have to stop fighting each other. We have to stick together. I'm not your enemy. I'm your friend, yeah? But if you really want, me to just sit here and do nothing. Just watch some filthy fucking Taliban trying to fuck my mother. Forget about that. It doesn't work for me! I'm finished! Just go outside. All of you, go outside, open your eyes. Take a look around. Take a look around your nice little suburb. You wanna live like this, Do you want to go on like that? With all these filthy people! They take it all from us! Everything! Can't you see that? And the fucking state covers everything. They cover it all. They are the fucking enemy! It's them we have to fight! Let's do it now! Now this is the time to fight back. Now, before it's too late. Yeah, now you can decide. Are you just gonna watch? Watch them take it all from you? Your wife, your job. Hey, what do they want here? Let them go back to the desert where they came from! There's enough room there. There are too many people in the world anyway. Just get rid of all them scumbags! It's enough that we're here! This is my legacy to you. I don't need 1 million to change the world. Just give me a pistol and a bullet. And I'll go and start chaos that you can't even imagine. And there will be a time. You liars. Hypocrites. Parasites. You scumbags. When all our precious wealth will be gone. All our ideals will have vanished. And our sacred soil will be poisoned. Yeah, then only one thing will be left. Which is the patriots' love for their holy country. Like a mother's love for her child. 'Cause it also knows no laws or rules. I will be everywhere. You won't stand a chance. And when I will be gone, then someone else will easily take my place. Every day you turn around to see if your beloved sister kills again. Before it's too late. Yeah, now you can decide. Are you just gonna watch? Watch them take it all from you? Your wife, your job. Hey, what do they want here? Let them go back to the desert where they came from! There's enough room there. There are too many people in the world anyway. Just get rid of all them scumbags! It's enough that we're here! Bye.